let's give this thing some speed so you can hear that with a lot of background noise. We don't have a windshield on this, so we're getting hit in the face with a lot of wind, and the clarity still is there. The noise canceling and technology and the mics are working awesome. And the nice thing about the intercom that this has is these are private conversations. These aren't being broadcast outside the UTV. Well, what happens if you don't have these kits, and this is why I believe every UTV really should have this kit, is the wind, the dirt, the engine noise, all combine to make it so when you're in the machine having a good time, you're really isolated still. And this brings everybody together. So what I found when we ride with these things, we spend more time riding and less time stopping to talk and to try to find out where everybody's at. So it ends up making your whole experience while you're riding a lot more enjoyable, and you get a lot more time in your machine out burning up the road.
I also like it for the turn, right? If I take a turn at a certain trail, or hey, I'm turning on trail number 320, or hey, make this turn off this main road right here, I don't have to stop. I can communicate back to my wife and say, hey, did you copy that? And she'll say, yeah, I copied that. And then she can tell me immediately when she turns off of that, right?
Yeah, and then because of all the dust, you inevitably have machines that end up miles back from other ones, right? And you're wondering, are those guys wrecked? Are they still back there? It's super nice to be able to, while you're driving, hit a button and saying, hey, everything okay back there? And hear them broadcast back to you and let you know that everything's fine.
TheCOM has been a game changer for me, especially when it's already installed. I just come in, clip in. I can clip in with my glove because the connectors are nice and big. It's up out of the way. We've gone through creek crossings and not had to worry about it underneath the dash where the water's coming up over the dash.
Yeah, one of the other things that's really nice about it is from a safety perspective, when you're out here driving on the road, cars coming, you can radio back, tell your buddies, cars coming. Or if you're out on the dunes, you can communicate through the dunes where you're at. Just from a logistic point of view, it's super nice to be able to, while you're riding, just be dialed in. I really feel like the impact of this is very similar to going from no cell phone to having a cell phone. I mean, can you ever go back to not having a cell phone again? That's how dramatic this is when you're riding your UTVs. It's the same impact, the same concept.
I've enjoyed the safety aspect of it as well. I mean, if I'm off the side of the trail, I got up to a 10-mile range. If I'm up on top of a mountain, something's broke down, right, or you got some issues, a flat tire, you can communicate quite a distance. If your buddy's gone back for some extra plugs to plug your tire or something like that, or a jack, you can find out when he's coming back. It's definitely amazing to have that extra range.
Yeah, that is one of the neat things too about this. As you're riding, the whole time you're back there chattering with your buddies back and forth. There's lots of smart aleck comments that are made as you're driving. You can tell them, hey, there's a rock up here on the side when you're coming around this corner, watch out for it. And this kit has all of the features, right? A lot of kits that you're going to see either are just solely the intercom, so you can only talk inside the UTV, or they're just the radio, so you could just talk outside the UTV. This one has both, so you get the private conversations and you get the ability to communicate with the other people who are in your party.
One of the great benefits of this is it's not pairing and unpairing like the Bluetooths. We have friends that have tried the Bluetooths, and you get much further than about over a hillside, and it goes pair or unpair, and it's constantly pairing and back and forth. I've had the FRS systems, some Chatterbox. They're a great system, but they were bouncing around the cab a lot. Didn't ever enjoy those, trying to figure those out. Wires were everywhere as well, and the range was very limited.
So what we've done with TheCOM is really taken a concept that is can be very complex. You know, the concept of radios. Most people are really familiar with their two-way FRS radios, and those are a half watt. This system is a 25 watt. You're going to get 10 miles, up to 10 miles, 10 to 12 miles of range, depending on line of sight, which is perfect for a UTV application. But you really don't need any more extensive knowledge than beyond what it takes to run one of those FRS radios. If you go and buy these kits from other places, you're going to be programming the radio. You're going to be figuring out how to connect all the cords together, all the wires, running wires. There's a tremendous amount of wires. Basically what this is we have pre-installed a radio and an intercom together inside of one very small unit. So your install piece is 5-10 minutes. That's it. We've already run all the wires. You can look in the back and see the complexity that's inside there. You don't even have to worry about that. That's all taken care of, done at the factory. Factory connections, factory seals. So it makes it very simple for anybody to buy this and put it into their machine.
We got the cargo lights as well. Those are nice. And the cabin lights. Don't forget those.
Yeah, so we try to throw in a few little extras because this is running off the battery of the UTV. You don't have to worry about dead batteries like you do with the flashlight or your headlamp that's sitting inside of your UTV, that you always got to remember to go replace those batteries before you go riding, because they're going to die. You don't have to worry. A lot of the other communication systems are battery driven. This is not. So it always works. As long as that UTV's got a battery, this thing's going to work. Your lights are going to work. Your communications are going to work, and you don't have to. It's one less thing when you're trying to prepare for a trip that you've got to remember to do.
I like the channel-driven radio. It's nice to just select your channel and go.
That's back to that concept of the FRS radios, right? That's what people know, channel 1 through 22. That's the same setup on this. So if you've got somebody who's got a handheld walkie-talkie, like your hunting buddy who's out with the animal, you can communicate to them while you're driving to, where that animal is at, where they're located, and you don't have to be stopped to do it, because normally that's what you'd have to do, but with these it cancels out all that background noise. What we try to do with this is these systems are typically, this is what the race guys use, and there's probably some racers who are watching this video. Those are the people that really drop the big bucks for these sorts of systems. We tried to build this system and price it within reach of the average UTV owner, because we really feel like this is something that is as basic as a roof, windshield, doors. It's at that level, and it provides that sort of functionality, and it really should be more widely used. But it's not because of price and awareness. So we're trying to put something out there to fix that, and to make it so that more people can enjoy this.
I think the cost as well. If I would have known before I bought my FRS system, my Chatterbox, I would have been into this thing almost $500. If I would have known then, then what I know now, I definitely would have gone towards the higher end radio systems, just for the range. The TheCOM, we've tried to price it more in the range of it's just a little bit over that FRS system or a Bluetooth system. It's definitely worth to us the extra money, knowing what I know now, especially with the intercom, the radio differences that I see. The FRS, I always had to broadcast out of the car. I wasn't ever having a private conversation with either my wife or my kids. It's definitely a big change.
The other thing that's kind of neat about the intercom is you can plug your phone into it, like we have done right now to make this video. This is done through a phone. But you plug your phone into it and you can listen to music while you're riding. You can also take a phone call if you need to, or make a phone call while you're driving down the road, which is really fun to do when your buddy has to work and you get to be out riding on the mountain. To make a phone call and go, dude, guess what I'm doing right now? And he can hear the background engine noise, and that's one of the benefits you gain.
I also like how the wires are kind of out of the way. They're not tugging on you. You got quite a bit of distance if you needed to pull on this thing. Forget to unplug it if you're outside of the car. But it's a nice cord management when it's coiled up like it is, right?
These things don't come interior lights. They don't come with back cargo lights. Think about how much effort it takes to wire those in and how much money you're going to spend on putting those lights in. That's basic function that every machine really needs. So we decided to go ahead and include that and provide some more value to make it so that when you're looking at that price tag, you can look at it and say, yeah, it's more than the others, but I'm also receiving more. And those are things that I don't need to go do and spend my time on. The other piece is we designed this so you can pull this thing off and move it to your next machine. So you don't have to give your upgrade away like every other upgrade you have. You can pull this thing off and move to your next one, so suddenly the price cuts in half because it's worked for 2 machines now instead of 1, or 3 machines, or however many times that you want to upgrade your machine. And every time you do, it reduces the cost of what this was.
Anything else we want to say about this?
No, let's go load this thing up and show.
You have enough power for that?
Yeah.